Welcome to Shom Machshov on the Daf. She responds to Luinishva Sarim Biak Shom Le'apas Yitzchok. We're holding over the Zara Daf Samiches. The Gemara in the top of Amud Aleph, in the middle of the Sugyas of Noisen Tam Mivgam, brings a question that Rav Chaga asked Ula. And Ula answered in what seemed to be a little derogatory way. He said, Chaga lo meida yodo ma ke'amri rabbanon tiyusa kamoisiv. So if Chaga doesn't understand what Rabbanon are saying, what is he asking a question? As some of the Achronim already point out, it's a little hard to understand because Rav Chaga's question was a good question. As the Sefer Imri Tzvi points out, that in the beginning of Amud Beis, we'll see that Rav Chaga is right. So why is Ula saying these things to Rav Chaga? And he goes on to say Ma'alach to answer it. The Sefer Mitzur Dvash says, no, Rav Chaga was right, but he was right only in the Maskana. At this stage of the Gemara, Ula thought not like Rav Chaga, but the conclusion of the Gemara is like Rav Chaga. And he had a kiyum of the pasuk im novalto behisnase, which is referring to the Gemara in Brachas Daf Samach Gimel Amud Beis, that says over there, what does it say? Im novalto behisnase, kol amenabel atzvo divrei Torah soifer lisnase. Someone who disgraces himself on divrei Torah, he will be raised up. So Rashi says, what does it mean? Someone who asks questions even though people make fun of him. Here Rav Chaga asked a question, and Ula seemed to make fun of him, but in the end of the day, Rav Chaga was right. Rav Reuven Magolios, in a Gevaldik way, sends us to a few places in Sefer HaZohar that we see the big Mailo of Rav Chaga. The Zohar Pasha Shlach Tav Kufran Nun Ches Amud Aleph brings Rav Chizkiah of Yeso. They were very impressed with a person. They didn't know who he was. They offered the person to join them in their way, and he said, no, he has a shlichus to do, he can't do it. Then they met a bunch of people that knew this person. They said, who is this person? So this person is Rav Chaga. And you know what his shlichus was? His shlichus was to go and learn Torah from Rav Shir Bar Yochai, to learn the Kabbalah of Rav Shir Bar Yochai. And this Rav Chaga never wanted to show what he knew. And we find two places in the Zohar where Rav Chaga needed to say what he knew because he was tested to see if he could come and join and learn the Torah. The Zohar in the Chilek called Sisrei Torah and Bereishis Lapites Amud Aleph says that Rav Chia was going to learn Torah from Rabbi Lazar, and Rav Chaga met him. He says, can I come with you? So he says, if you're able to understand what he's saying, so you can come. But if not, you should not come. So told Rav Chaga, I know very well because I have some Soitis HaTorah, Rozeh D'Oraiso, that I understand very well. And very similar, it says in the Zohar Chodosh, in Parshas Lech Lecha, Chofei Amud Gimel. There it says that after Shtoi went to see Rabbi Lazar ben Arach, and met Rav Chaga and says, can I come with you? Can I come learn with you? So he says, if you're able to understand what he's going to say, sure. But if not, don't, because you'll get punished. So he says, don't worry, because I understand the Raza Ilah, I understand the big Soidus HaTorah, and it was boined bim, v'sav v'svar, and I understood very well. So Reuven Magolios there, Nitzoitze Zohar, and Bereishis Beites, he sends us to our Gemara, and the Zohar Daf Samiches. Then our Gemara says that Ula said, Rav Chaga lo meida yodo ma ke'amri rabbanon. Seems over here that he was a Kodesh Elyon, he was the Shliach to learn the Torah of Shir Bar Yochai. He knew Rozeh's Torah. Elama, shemigdushas midoiso ve'aflogas an versanuso lo ikiriboy. Going back to the Zohar in Pasha Shlach, that he did not want to show off what he knew unless he had to. So according to everything that we're learning, it comes out. Rav Chaga over here was in the Besmedrash. And he heard a discussion in the Gemara. So comes Rav Chaga and asks a question to Ula. And Ula says, who is this Rav Chaga? I don't know who he is. I'm not recognizing him. Does he knows Torah? He doesn't understand what we're talking about. What is the question he's asking? But as the Achronim point out, in the end, the maskana of the Gemara is like Rav Chaga. And Rav Chaga was one of the Gedolim that was a Talmid of Rav Shir Bar Yochai, and the Rabbanon sent him to learn Rav Shir Bar Yochai. He was a Gadol b'Soidus HaTorah. He's a Gadol b'Torah. But he just hid what he knew. So it was not appreciated. People did not recognize who he is. That's the Gadus of Rav Chaga that we see in our Gemara. Anyone who wants to join the Shom HaShavah email list, who wants to go, please email shomachshavah@gmail.com.